Hi, everyone. Hi again. Well, this
Hi,
is our
Marina.
third podcast, and I have to say it's a pleasure really doing this, just speaking to amazing people from all over Central Eastern Europe. Today, I'll welcome Zhivko Ivanov, the Asset Management Director from Galaxy Investment Group. But before we start with you, Zhivko, I'll just share where I am. Behind me, you can see Greek cannon, which actually fires every day in Zagreb at noon. But also you can see the view from here, and I'll just turn around a little bit. I hope that you can see it. It's really nice. It's one of the nicest view in the city. Well, that's all about Zagreb. Zivko, tell us, where are you located now?
Hi, Marina. I'm glad to meet you. Unfortunately, online, not like last time in Croatia. I'm presently located in the second largest city in Bulgaria. The name is Plovdiv, and it's one of the oldest cities in Europe, actually one of the top 5. So I decided to do the event with you from here, and I would be happy to share a couple of locations from this beautiful city, because I believe that we are in the periods where we need to go more local. So the Balkans are a good start for any possible destination management company. So presently I'm here. This is the Roman theater of Plovdiv. It has been developed during the first century of the new era, and it has a capacity of approximately 3,500 seats. It's the best preserved monument from these times in Bulgaria. It's really beautiful place where presently most of the city produces a lot of events, especially during the summer times, even in a COVID situation. So it's a nice place to be presently. The weather, it's really nice and sunny. We're having something like 18 degrees today.
It looks amazing.
Yes, it's really nice. So we could start from here.
Were events held there last summer?
So in Bulgaria, there are plus and minuses in general from last years, of course.
But in the theater behind you, it looks amazing and it's at open. So I assume that you can actually have some people during the summertime.
Yes, in Bulgaria, in general, during the last year, there were some restrictions, but even until now, Bulgaria is one of the countries with the lowest possible restrictions in the European Union. And we were happy to have our hospitality industry working during the whole of 2020. So there was not even a month or a week or a day when it was banned to work in hotels, and the hotels were opened throughout the whole year. And as you mentioned, some of the events, especially the open air events, were present. So even last year, we did some concerts and some theaters here, and it was really nice because during the summer it was one of the escape zones of the people of the town and the country.
Well, maybe we should do IDEEA in Bulgaria instead of waiting for the restrictions to come down in other countries. But Zhivko, now that you shared the location, which I'm amazed, and I love when people really, like the idea of being in different locations and showing the CE countries to all the audience. Can you tell us a little bit about the Galaxy investment? I mean, how many hotels do you own? Or what kind of hotels, where are they located? Just shortly for everyone to understand what the Galaxy is really doing in hospitality.
We are an investment company, one of the big ones in the country. We are a real estate company. We invest in every possible field of the real estate. So in general, one of our biggest portion of the portfolio is, of course, hotels. But apart from the hotels, we're having shopping malls, we're having office buildings, we have developed a huge number of residential complexes, and we have warehouses, industrial plots, and etc. So more or less, we are throughout the whole package of real estate, we are taking action in each and every one of them. My role in the company is asset director. And as such, I'm responsible for the hospitality part, plus for the operation of all the other assets.
So can you tell about what is the percentage of the hospitality investments that within the company at the moment?
So we are having approximately, not approximately, we have detailed 7 hotels. We are the biggest volume in Sofia. We have 450 keys in 2 5-star hotels in Sofia, which are Hilton Sofia, Intercontinental Sofia. Apart from this, we have a very huge exposure on the Black Sea coast, where we have approximately 1,300 keys in Sunny Beach area, where we have 5, 4 3-star properties plus some boutique ones.
Let me ask you right away a question, because I had the last podcast I had with Nicholas Forkey, with whom I've asked fund is looking to invest in in capital cities. And before that, I've talked to Takuya Aoyama, and he said that he would be investing in leisure market. And you have both. So if you would have at this moment the opportunity to buy the city location or the leisure market, what would you choose? And if you can actually buy just one, I know it depends on the situation and everything, but if both would be really good picks, what would you choose?
It's funny story, to be honest, because we are both in the leisure and in the city. And I have quite a good idea of what happened last year and what is happening, unfortunately, this year so far. So it depends on what are you looking, if you're looking short term or long term. So short term, it's pretty obvious that the leisure segments are much better, and they will develop much faster back to reality, to the normality, to the typical years that we had. I believe that the city hotels, at the end of the day, will return back. It will take them much more time for sure. But at certain point, I think the city hotels and the city locations will be back to business for sure. To be exact in your feedback, do you know, one question from my side, can you guess which was the hotel segment that was not at all damaged during 2020 in the hospitality in Bulgaria? There is one from the hospitality.
I can guess. The wellness and spa?
Yes. It was strange for all of us, to be honest, but it turned out that these guys had something like a month and a half up to 2 months that they lost revenue. And then they compensated with enormous boom that they did better prices and better occupancy versus the last years. And finally, they finished with better results than 2019. So if you look...
Is that the answer to my question? You wouldn't be looking either at city or leisure, but you would be looking at the wellness?
We are looking in all asset classes. So we are an investment company. In 2020, we participated even in a tender for a wellness hotel, a spa and wellness hotel. But we are looking for distressed assets in general in all of the asset spheres. So for us as a company that it's more than 20 years on the market, we are looking both short, mid, and long term. So it depends on the type of deal that we are after. But for me, I would go more for the city, to be honest, if I'm looking long term, because if you acquire an asset, let's say in 2021, you are most probably going to acquire some asset that has some issues with it. So it will need reconstruction or it will need something else. And I'm pretty sure that you need, let's say, at least 2 years to renew this asset. And in this way, let's say in 2023, 2024, you have a top competitor on a market. So strategically wise, I would go maybe not for the capital city, maybe for secondary cities, because Bulgaria, like Croatia, I have traveled all around Croatia, and I'm really happy to say that I was in love with all of the secondary, third sized cities. It's so beautiful. So I believe it's not a bad idea to invest in the secondary cities, which are not so well developed so far.
Okay, cool. Well, I have to tell everyone, Zhivko decided that he wants to share another location. So we'll stop now. We're moving on right away, but Zhivko, we'll talk in a second from another place.
Okay, see you in a second.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Zhivko, now you actually came to another location. That's so cool. Really, tell us a little bit more about it.
So as I mentioned at the beginning of our talk, I'm presently in Plovdiv. Plovdiv is one of the other cities in Europe. And here where we stand up, it's one of the main gates to the old town. So here we have a following gates that are thousands of years old. So the ones that we see here, the foundations are from the Roman time that have been rebuilt afterwards in the Bulgarian times, the Ottomans, and etc. So here we have a cultural step one over the other. But in general, Plovdiv is said to be around 6,000 years old. So here we are able to find a lot of cultures. And here I wanted to go to this eastern gate, and I will show you how it's surrounded here. So these are the houses from the Bulgarian times. Sorry, not so good at the. So here the fortress joins at one side with the church, with another one with the big houses from the Bulgarian history. I will move a bit through one of these houses, but in general, why I wanted to be here. So here in this location, on the very footsteps of this gate, it used to be a statue that was. It was written here on this part. Now it's in the History Museum. This statue. It was written "Bon Voyage" in Greek, and as I believe that we are hopefully at the start of our new journey in tourism, and I wanted to start it from here in general because I really hope that our sector is it's up for something new, for something a restart that we need, and I hope this Bon Voyage would be our voyage to a better place and a better business in general. Sorry, but I don't hear you.
Oh, I was on mute, and I think that's the sentence of 2020. So I said that it's really inspirational of what you actually thought deeply about this and how you incorporated in. This is not only about hotels and investment, but it's about hospitality that we also dearly love, but we also all miss because we were not able. And it's not only hotels, it's everything around us and how people, when we travel, or even in our places where we live, how we treat people. So I think it's amazing that you remember that place and that you're there at the moment.
No, I believe just one for last remark, and we continue with the questions. I think, yes, it's not about hospitality. It's all about tourism sector. It's events, it's travel guides, it's travel agencies, it's event organizers, it's hotels, restaurants, bars, nightlife. And this is why I wanted to be here, because here, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, from here, the people started their roads to somewhere. And these roads in our present times are leading to better destinations, to nicer destinations. I really hope that we will be really able very soon to pass through this gate and get back to where we wanted to be and we like to be in our travel industry and sector. So this
I completely agree.
Okay.
Thank you, Zhivko, so much. So
you're welcome.
On terms on coming back, so what do you think that will be the hotspots in the CE in the next 3 to 5 years?
So as we spoke, I believe that there is it depends how you look at. For me, for sure, the restart will be local. I mean, the country, then the region. I mean, like the Balkans. The Balkans, I'm seeing that for last year, we were able to get a lot of tourists from Romania, from Turkey, from Greece. I could share that presently the Bulgarian ski resorts are full. I was not able, unfortunately, to travel and make the interview from there, but I think it's really, they're really full, and it's full with people from the local markets, from the close markets. So this would be the first start. The other thing that I expect for 2021 is that we are going to be in a situation where we are going to explore more and more we're going to explore more and more European travel, for sure. because I think 2021 is going to be the year of European Union. People are going to travel here. So the people that used to go to the States, used to go to different location in Asia, on the Americas, now they're going to stay here. And all of us, I mean, Croatia, Bulgaria, all the other destinations, we have the ability now to move forward, to rebrand ourselves, to try to sell better, and to bring new guests. And these guests, I'm pretty sure that they will last for a long time. Presently, we were able to bring a lot of people from Germany that heard for first time about Bulgaria. Now they are our ambassadors since 2020 and 2021.
Okay, that's definitely something positive that is coming out of this situation, that we kind of again remember that we have amazing places just close to us that we need to visit, not necessarily, or if we cannot, travel across the globe. What do you think that might be the negative side of the COVID and all this situation?
The biggest negative side of the COVID for me is one thing, that we do not know when the restart will start. So we are the people from tourism, we know how this business has been done. We have developed, especially in Bulgaria, this one after the other. So it's something that it's really, how can I say, we know the path, we know how to make it. And the minute that we are able to start working again, I'm pretty sure that we will be able to get fast on track. But we do not know when will this be, because we don't know about the new mutations. We do not know how the governments were going to continue to react on this. And this is the biggest issue for me, because I really hope it's rather sooner than later. But this is, I'm pretty sure that we will need, let's say, 4 or 5 years to recuperate. But when will this start? This is the big question for me.
And tell me, if you would now, going back, now it's 1 year that everything kind of stopped. It's going to be in 15 days, at least for Europe. Can you tell me, now that you go back, when you look back in 2020, is there anything that you would do differently?
2020 was, one of the toughest years in my life in the professional sphere. During the previous crisis, 2008, I had a lot of experience on a high position, and I was able to help significantly the company that I was working for at that time. 2020 showed me that 2008 was like a nice walk in the park. So we did a lot of difficult things. There was no playbook. There was no right and wrong answers. We just had to act. And for me, during the last year, there were two main goals. So first, to save our infrastructure, I mean the hotels working. Most of them didn't close even for a day. The other thing that was important was to keep the key personnel, because for me, tourism, these are the teams. So it's not the bricks, the houses, the hotels. It's more or less the people that are working. So these guys are the product, each and every one of us. And if we lose these people, if we lose them to different spheres, like, I don't know, IT, call centers, whatever, I think these guys are never going to return. And then it would be much more difficult to restart. So for me...
Have you managed to achieve this, to keep most of them?
Yes, I kept, there were enormous number of difficult decisions, to be honest, enormous amount of difficult decisions, but I was able to keep all of the key personnel that I need. And even now I could share that, let's say, some of our hotels like Intercontinental Sofia won last year all of the possible awards for ING for Europe. Best hotel, best performer, best service, whatever. And we did it, let's say, like 1/3 of the personnel that we had before that. But these were all of the key people, all of the people that are doing the product, that are teaching the others. And all of them were really flexible, and they knew that what we are doing has a meaning. And this meaning is to survive and to keep our guests satisfied. And we were able to do this. And I'm really, really, really proud of these guys. Hilton Sofia, similar. I believe that this was the biggest fight was this, to keep our infrastructure, our people. And I think this was my personal main success from the last year. Of course, it was covered with numerous difficulties, nerves, and more or less 16 hours per day, 7 days a week for the whole year. But it is what it is. I'm happy that finally we have succeeded.
I'm sure the only way now we can go is up. You know, when they say you come to the bottom, that means that your way is only going up.
For sure. I'm pretty sure that we surpassed the most difficult part. The biggest question now is when are we going to see development that we need so that we could restart and start doing the steps back? Because let's say I could tell you that in Sofia presently, it's still really difficult. Yes, we are above water. I could say that we are able to do some profits, but it's not what it should be in general.
Well, yeah, I'm sure, but you know, it's if you're surviving, that's at this moment, I think the best position that you can be at. So definitely.
2020 for me was cost control and preserving the people. This was the biggest, yes.
Okay, Zhivko, thank you so much. It was amazing talking to you, and I'm sure that the audience will appreciate both where you took us. And I really hope we'll be able to meet each other soon, whether in Zagreb or whenever in actually wherever, just to share the ideas and possibilities that we will have in the future.
No, I think we should start traveling at least within our countries. I have told you, I have been a couple of times in Croatia, and I'm planning to be there very soon. So
well, I hope so, because Nicholas promised me he's going to come to Ajax that we plan for June or the second part of the year. But in a case that, so I do hope that you're going to be our next confirmed participant, at least.
I hope so. Let's see what is the situation, but I really hope that very soon we'll be able to see each other in person. And if you're coming, of course, to Bulgaria or anybody, please feel free to contact me as well.
Of course. Thank you so much, Zhivko. It
Bye,
was really
guys.
a pleasure talking to you.
It was a pleasure for me as well. Bye for now.
Bye.